Okay, number 3. Mean value theorem says actual derivative equals estimated derivative. Here we go. The actual derivative would be 1/2, leave the inside the same, subtract 1 times the derivative of the inside, which is 1. That has to equal my estimated derivative, f of 1 minus f of -2, all over 1 minus -2. Okay? So now I just have to clean that up and figure out what f of 1 and f of -2 are. All right, on the left side, I'm going to rewrite that as, and I'm probably going to rewrite it as a square root, but I don't know that that's necessary. And on the right side, I have to figure out f of 1 is, I guess it's really called y of 1. Plugging in a 1 over here, I get 1 plus 2, which is 3, and it's the square root of 3. Okay. Plugging in -2 right here, I'd get -2 plus 2, which is 0. And square root of 0 is still 0. Plugging that back into my equation, f of 1 was the square root of 3 minus 0. And on the bottom, 1 minus -2 is 3. Okay? I would cross multiply. You get 3 equals 2 times the square root of x plus 2 and also the square root of 3. Maybe that looks a little tricky. Actually, it might have been easier for me to square both sides before starting, which I'm allowed to do, but you pretty much have to square everything. So looking at it now, I could either square everything now, or I'm going to backtrack, and before cross-canceling, I'm going to actually square both sides first. So squaring both sides to get rid of all those radicals, basically. Square the top on the left, you still get a 1. On the bottom, square the 2, and I'll get a 4. Square the square root, and I get an x plus 2. On the right, square the square root of 3, you just get 3. And square the 3, you get a 9. Okay? You can simplify the 3/9 to a 1/3 right now if you want to make life easier, but you don't have to. And then I'd get this, and now I'm going to cross multiply. Okay? 3 is equal to 4 times x plus 2. Distribute and solve. Kind of easy from there. Subtract 8. So x is going to equal -5/4. Make sure that is within the interval. And honestly, if you want to see what's going on here, graph the original problem, which is a square root graph, and chop off the window to go from -2 to 1. So if we chopped it off so that it only starts at -2 and stops at 1, -2 here, 1 here, okay, that's the total graph that we're looking at. That's the window we're looking at, okay? And what this is telling you is that at -5/4, that is where the slope of this secant line is the same as the slope of this tangent. That occurs when x is -5/4. So this spot right here, -5/4, is where the tangent is the same as the slope of the secant connecting those endpoints. That's what the mean value theorem is doing for you. Okay, so that was number 3.